Brando told me how to do that. I never knew
Yes.
how to do that. And he was worried about it. He almost got me fired, Brando, in the beginning, because he wanted an actor. He realized you need a great actor to be this guy. He sets up my son, Sonny, to get him killed. He lures Michael into the family. He beats up my daughter. I mean, this guy was undermining my family for the Barzinis. So with that said, I'm not one to give up. And once I had the part, I told everybody, and everybody didn't believe me to begin with. They said, how are you going to be in this movie? You never made a movie before. I said, well, I'm in it. So then he tried to get me fired. I don't know if you know that story, in the rehearsal. And he called Francis Ford Coppola over. And he said, Francis, this guy has to be believable. He's not even an actor. Because he came to me during the rehearsal, and we were told not even to talk to him, not to look at him, don't have eye contact. And he walked over to me. So I figured I ain't breaking any laws. So he asked me, he said, you're a big TV actor. I said, no. He said, you got a movie coming out. I said, no. He said, well, you're not on Broadway. I know everybody on Broadway. I said, okay, is this a quiz show? What are we doing here? And he looked at me. And I said, again, I don't know protocol on the set. I can't dismiss the director. But I did. I said, Francis, go over there a minute. Let me talk to him alone. And they told me not to look at him. The next thing I did, I put my arm on him. And I walked him out to talk to him quietly because I don't want to, embarrass this guy. And I'm not intimidated by anybody. After my childhood, I don't care about him. I knew everybody in the world. I'm going to be worried about an actor. So I get him nose to nose to keep the quiet, of the conversation. I said, let me just tell you something, Mr. Brando. Out of all due respect, I know who you are. But you get me fired. Listen to what I'm saying to you. You get me fired, I will suck on your heart today. You will bleed out right here. Now, I didn't know what he was going to do. He stepped back. He said, that was brilliant. You could really act. He thought I was acting. I meant it. I was going to take him out. How could I go back into the neighborhood? They all thought I was lying to begin with. Forget it. But that's, and we stayed friends forever. We made a great movie later on. One of the movies I produced with Michael LaBelle and Andrew Bergman was The Freshman with Matthew Broderick and Bruno Kirby. I loved that movie. I got him the biggest paycheck too. Warner Brothers had to pay him $15 million for that film because now he's back on top as an actor. No, he was a good guy. And we were neighbors up on Mulholland Drive. So until he died, I was good friends with him, which he helped me because every day while Dick Smith was turning him from Marlon Brando into Don Corleone, because Marlon Brando was only 45. He had to make him look old. It took like 3 hours. And every day he'd call the AD, tell that kid to come in here. And we'd run lines. So the scene that you were impressed with and so many other people, when he looks at me and I'm crying, and he said, you got to be believable because you're going to be on a 18-foot screen. And you already know you're dying, you read the script, but you can't let the audience know you know. So those are all the things, those tricks, like when he hands you the airline ticket, what are you going to do? I said, I don't know. He said, I want you to look at it, make believe it's a security blanket, that if there's a ticket, maybe you're leaving, maybe you're getting out of here. This is what you have to do. And then he said, and then he talked to Pacino. He's Pacino, I want you to hand him a drink. He directed the whole scene, which fortunately I got accolades from. And I got a nomination from the Golden Globes for Most Promising Newcomer, but I didn't win. Diana Ross, they had men and women for the same category. Diana Ross obviously was a big star, and she made a movie, Lady Sings the Blues or something like that, and she won. But, when I look back at it now, when you think of I've done 46 motion pictures that won 9 Oscars, worked with the greatest actors in the world, and now I got the biggest accolades because Mel Gibson he came to my show. I turned my book, Hollywood Godfather, into a one-man show. And I've been doing it all over. And my good friend Tom Cantone, who runs all the Mohegan Sun casinos, bought it for 9 casinos. So I had the privilege not knowing he was even in the audience. And then he came backstage, Mel Gibson, and he said, I love what you just did. He said, I got to buy this book. I said, I'll give you one. And now he read my second one. So now he wants to talk to me about making a movie out of it, which I would love to do.